In this example, I'm selling different merchandise, and each year that I've made a change to the price, I've added that in the column for the year. Meaning if I haven't changed the price of an item, like for this item in 2019, then the value will be null. But for this item, I changed the price. What I want is to add a new column that grabs the most recent price. But I can't just add the value from year 2023, because if I didn't change the item's price, then this will be null. The normal way you do this is to do a bunch of nested if functions, where you say if the value in 2023 is not null, then grab that value, otherwise. If the value in 2022 is not null, grab that value, otherwise 2021, and so on. And I've done that here, where you can see that this is a bunch of lines where I've added line breaks to make it a bit easier to understand. But it's a lot of text that you have to write, and it's kind of annoying to look at. One other option you can do, and this actually comes from SQL-server, which is the Coalesce function. Now in SQL-server you'd have to actually write the word Coalesce, and as the description here says, it returns the first non-null value in a list. What you can do here in Power Query is that instead of writing the word Coalesce, you add double question marks. All you have to do really is to say, here I'm just adding a new custom column where I've just said equals 2023 question mark, which means if the value in 2023 is not null, then grab that value. If it is null, then go to the next line, which is then 2022, and again, double question mark. So if the value is null, then you go to the next line and you just keep going. And in the last row where I have a crony clock, I don't have any information, which means that 2023 is null, 2022 is null, null, and then you get to the last portion, which works exactly like you normally do with an if function, where this is the final else clause. In other words, if all of the values in these columns return null, then I want to return this information. For the first row here, I do have a value in 2023, and both functions return 18 as they should. In the next row, I don't have anything in 2023, meaning it's null, and it will then look in 2022 and grab that value. What's important to note here, and this goes for both the if functions and the Coalesce function, is that it looks for null values. Meaning this will work when you have numbers, but if you have text, then an empty text string will be empty, which means instead of checking if the value is null, you have to check if the value is empty text string. So that's just something to keep in mind. But right now I'm working with numbers, which means I can check for null, because null is the absence of a value. Yep,